all kinds of convenience stores. There's convenience stores attached to gas stations. I even saw a convenience store, not only in a strip mall, but in an actual shopping mall. They all vary. Some have the cooking exposure, some don't. So we're looking around. Is there any cooking? What are their hours of operation? Are they 24-hour? Or are they open past midnight? Are they selling any of the CBD, kratom, THC products, check cashing, a lot of similar things that we looked at previously? And for convenience stores, a big one, do they have any surveillance cameras? Is there an alarm system? Theft coverage is very hard to come by for the convenience stores. So having that information will help on my end find some theft coverage for your client.
What if a convenience store is connected to a motel?
Okay, so I would want to know, is it the same owner? Is the owner of the convenience store also own the motel, or is it separate ownership? If it's the same owners, the same entity, then we would have to find a market that can write a motel with a convenience store. I know hotel motel is a hard exposure to write right now. My coworker Michelle is actually the underwriter for the motel, so I would have to confer with her to see if we have a market right now for those motels. If they are separate entities, then we would just write the convenience store and leave off the motel, because they're both going to have, there'll be separate entrances for the convenience stores and the motel. If there's not a separate entrance, we would just want to, and they are separate entities, we would make sure that the motel has coverage, and then we would still just write that convenience store location and exclude the motel exposure. I hope that answers your question. All right, in our convenience store case study, the one I'm going to present is where the client owns the building. And not only do they own the building, they're also managing the convenience store that's in there and the gas station that's outside. And connected to the convenience store is an oil and lube shop, which is not owned by our client. That is actually a leased out space. And this is also a 24-hour operation. So there's a lot of things to consider here. Not only do we own the building, we're managing that convenience store, we're managing this gas station, and we have a lesser's risk exposure because the oil and lube shop is being rented out to somebody else. So a couple more questions to think about. Does the oil and lube shop tenant, do they have their own general liability coverage in force? If not, we need to get them insured, or else it's going to be really hard for us to find coverage for this building with the LRO exposure. So that the oil and lube shop definitely needs to have that GL coverage in place. And because this is a 24-hour operation, we need to know how many workers are on site overnight. Is there only one worker? Are there two workers? Each carrier has their own underwriting criteria when it comes to 24-hour establishments. Is there a drop safe on the premise to make sure that cash is protected during these 24 hours? And then when it comes to the gas sales, some carriers rate on sales, some rate on the number of gallons sold. So just a couple of things to keep in mind when you're gathering in all your information.
Do we offer coverage for a convenience store with real estate, building?
Absolutely. So in this case, you would definitely want to get building coverage, and I forgot to add it on this bullet point. So thank you for that. Yes, we would want to get their building covered, their property items, the canopy and the awning. So you're pumping gas, and that structure that's over you, that is the canopy and or awning. Those are very expensive. Gas pumps, they would want to get coverage for your equipment breakdown. Food spoilage, depending on what they have inside of their little convenience store. But yes, building coverage is definitely something we can offer for these types of risks.